Hi, it's the coach Laurie McNaughton coming to you today with a little video on the importance of creating a business plan for ultimate business success. I did a little mind map up here just to prompt myself as I went through this recording. And the one thing that jumped up off of this page to me is like, this is why so many business owners and entrepreneurs sort of suffer from this shiny penny syndrome, because there is literally hundreds of things that you could be working on at any given time. And this is why it's so vital and so important to building a plan, setting goals and building a plan. I'm going to start with this setting goals and building a plan to start with. So if you're brand new to this, you're going to set like 1 year, 3 year, 5 year goals, maybe 10. If you've been at this for a while, you might be 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10, 20 year plan. It really depends on where you see yourself and what it is that you want to accomplish with your business. Now, here's the thing. Your 20 year, 10 year, 5 year, 3 year goals are not going to be as detailed as your goals for 1 year and your goals for 3 months. And the reason I say 3 months is typical. We talk about business quarters. Every quarter we're going to accomplish this, do that, the other. And so your goals for your 3 months should be and should align with your goals for 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, 20 year. So what is it in this first quarter, this quarter, whether it's the first, second, third, or fourth quarter of the year, that we need to accomplish in order to stay on track for our, as I said, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and on from there. And again, like I said, your 3 year goals your 3 month goals are going to be way more detailed than the 3 and 5 and 10 year goals. So why do we create a plan just for 3 months? You don't want to spend hours and hours and days creating a plan for a year or 3 years or whatever, only to have it completely derailed by something that happens in the economy, for instance. Something happens dramatic that completely derails. Maybe your product and service is taken over by another giant player in the market, whatever that might be. So your plans should be for the quarter, each quarter. What is our plan to reach these goals in this quarter so we stay on track for our 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year on goals? So, running a successful business, there's just dozens of things, as I said, that you could be working on. What's your product mix? What's your service mix? What kind of data are you collecting? Client acquisition costs, lifetime value, leads, conversion, average dollar sale, number of transactions, your profit margins, both gross profit margin and net profit margins. What's your systems and processes for customer service? What kind of strategies are you using? And here's a little thing that I think might be helpful for a lot of business owners to decipher what is the difference between a strategy and an action. If I took and I looked at how in this quarter we're going to look at increasing our profitability by 2%. And we're going to do that by looking at strategically all the customers that we already deal with, already do business with, and find other products and services that we can add to the mix to increase our average dollar sale. So that would be strategically how you're going to do this. You're going to focus in on your average dollar sales. So then what are the action items? Well, we're going to make a list of all the products and services that we already have. We're going to list out some products and services that we could add. Those would be action items. But you want to look at it from a strategic standpoint before you get down to the action items. Another key for success in business is going to be your team. Now, if you've listened to any of my previous videos, I talk about the importance of vision, mission, and culture. And I'm just going to reiterate that because literally businesses do not succeed without a great team. If you don't have a great team of people, you're never going to reach your true potential. And it begins with vision, mission, and culture, or core values. So Your vision is where you want to go to. So if I'm a grade A employee or team member and I'm looking for work in my particular field, I'm searching out companies that would align with me. So if I read over your company information, where is it you want to go? What's the importance of team? What's the importance of systems? What's the importance of growth? And I go, this is an interesting thing. This is a company that if I go to work for, I could reach my hopes and dreams, because let's be honest, all employees are looking out for their hopes and dreams, not your hopes and dreams. But if they go, hey, listen, I could help this company do this and I'm going to fulfill what I want, then they're more inclined to take a closer look at your company. And those are the people that you want coming to work for you. Those are your A players. So then the mission is how you're going to get there. So mission could be like, we are only going to hire the best employees. And if we find that we've mishired and we have somebody who is not a value part of the team, that isn't interested in our vision or our mission or our core values, then we're going to help them find employment elsewhere, and we're going to replace them with somebody who will fit our vision, mission, and culture. So you got to have a robust hiring system where when you cast a net, so to speak, you get lots of applications, and then you need to pare them down. You need a system for doing that. And then you need to have a great interview process that really susses out people's attitudes versus their skills. Now, obviously, when you get a resume, you're going to be looking, does this person have the skills to do the job? Yes, they do. Okay, so the next important thing is to understand their attitude, because here's the thing. Somebody with a great attitude, you can teach them anything. People might be really competent or skillful in their work, but if they got a crappy attitude, I'm sorry, but they're going to disrupt your whole team, and they're going to cause you problems down the road. Think of it from the perspective of the Tour de France racing bikes, and think about each spoke as a member of your team. And if one of those spokes is out of balance, then you're never going to win the Tour de France. It's the same thing in your company. If you got a person that does not fit your vision, mission, and culture of your company, they're going to cause you problems. It's going to slow down, and you're never going to reach your full potential. So I like the idea of using Jack Welch's strategy. He called it a 20-70-10. 20% of your people are going to be your best people. 70% of the people are going to do the bulk of the work. 10% you need to replace on a regular basis. Help them find work elsewhere. They don't like their jobs anyway, so don't feel bad about helping them to find employee elsewhere. Just as a quick note, I worked for a company, this is 30 some years ago, and I used to travel up to another town. I'm not going to mention any names because I don't want to identify anybody, to travel with one of our sales guys that was in that particular territory. And I quickly realized that this guy hated his work. And so I went back to my employer and I said, listen, you'd be doing this guy a favor by helping him find employment elsewhere by letting him go. Give him a couple of weeks pay and he'll find a job someplace where he's happier. You want to have as many grade A players, and you always want to be updating and driving that. So another thing that you can focus in on is, what market are we in? What markets could we go in? Are we missing out on some markets? Do we have a robust system and process documentation where people can easily follow along? I wrote in here body and mind. Think of it from the perspective. I always say this, like, if you don't have a great mind, and I don't mean IQ wise, I mean a mind that's curious, a mind that wants to step outside the box and figure things out, or you have a sort of defeatist kind of mind where you feel like everything is insurmountable. I would say that would be the opposite of a growth mindset. The growth mindset would be, you know what? I learned from my failures. The reason that I'm successful is because I'm willing to fail more times than most people are. I'm willing to take those bumps and bruises and learn from them and move on. versus a fixed mindset where it's like, my skills and my abilities are limited because of something. I don't have a clue what it could be other than your mind. And so having a growth mindset is vitally important. And then I say body because here's the thing, your brain or your mind, the language of that is words, and then the language of your body is your emotions. And to get people to feel things, you need to be able to express things. And this goes back quickly. I'm not going to go too deep on this, but the vision, mission, and culture is you want people to feel stuff. You don't want to just have logical reasoning behind things. You want people to feel stuff, because if they don't feel it, they don't really understand it. And I'm sure if you sit back and you think of a time when you got really excited about something and you thought, golly, this is something that we could do. You felt that. It wasn't just the logic. It wasn't just some words on a paper that made you feel that. Or pardon me, that made you get motivated and excited and passionate about that. So you want your people to feel stuff. Some of the other part of this is the product or service mix. And I mentioned this earlier, the data. You collect your client acquisition cost, very important, lifetime value. Understanding what the lifetime value of a client is, because that will suggest how much your client acquisition can be and still make you profitable. How many leads are we generating? What's our conversion rate? What's our average dollar sale? What's our number of transactions? And as I said earlier, what's our gross profit and net profit? So you can see that, it's really complex to run a successful business. And like many entrepreneurs and business owners, they suffer from this shiny penny syndrome because in part they don't have clear goals and they don't have a plan. So, if you're interested in finding out how somebody like myself could help you, create a clear set of goals and a clear plan and help you develop all the stuff that I've talked about here this morning, just go to my website, lauriemcnaughton.com. I'll put the web address in here. And you can book a short 15-minute discovery. I call it a discovery meeting. And the reason I call it that is because I want to, in that 15 minutes, figure out if this is something that I can help you with. And if it's something that I can help you with, we'll book a longer hour to an hour and a half complimentary coaching session where I'll dive in deeper to understand the causes of things. So just to give you an indication of, if you're working too many hours, that's a symptom. If your business isn't as profitable as it should be, that's a symptom. If you have a dysfunctional team, that's a symptom. And so I need to understand what the cause is, and then I can talk about what the solutions are at that time. And if we think that there's some value in us working together, we can talk about a program that might fit for you. So again, go to lauriemcnaughton.com, book yourself a quick 15-minute discovery meeting, and we'll have a quick conversation and we'll decide what we need to do next. Thanks again for your time. Check out my other videos, subscribe. I'm going to do a quick video on leadership because this is another area that's really, I see, like once the company gets sort of beyond a certain revenue point, they start to understand that there's no other way around this. I need to become a leader. But I would suggest that you need to become a leader right out of the gate, and understanding leadership is vitally important. It's you say some people are born leaders. I don't really believe that. Some people are born with the aptitude to become great leaders, but they understand leadership and how you get the best out of people. So thank you again for listening, and we'll talk again soon.